Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol.
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय।
Jai,
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai,
गुरु महाराज की जय।
Jai,
वीरेंद्र श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Jai.
और ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, शिवगण कृष्णदास प्रभु जी की
Abhi
जय।
Jai, Hari
All
Bol.
glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you all
Krishna.
devotees once again for joining our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading morning session in English. Hare Krishna. So our yesterday we have completed up to verse number 20. So today we will be starting with verse number 21 onwards. Hare Krishna of chapter 11 entitled Lord Ramacandra Rules the World. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jamadare. Tashtaprayeshvadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktar Bhavati Nashtaki. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Gumlange Girim Yat Krirbadam Mande Paramanandamadavam Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Sri Chaitanyamesharam. ओमज्ञानद्विरान्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुमीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपागता मह्यं ददान्ति सुपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहन रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवनं साद्वैतं सावधूतं व्रजसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहन ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगलपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देव गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः श्रीमते गदाधर Hare Krishna. Welcome once more, all devotees. Hare Krishna. So, we will be starting with the verse number 21. Hare Krishna. Yasyamalam nirva sadassu yasho adhunapi gayandya khagna mishayo digibhendra pattam tam nagapala vasupala girida jushta padambujam रघुपतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये। यस्यामलं नृपसदस्सु यशो अधुनापि गायन्त्य खग्नमृषयो दिघिभेन्द्रपट्टं तं नागपालवसुपालकिरीडजुष्ट पादाम्बुजं रघुपतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये। Hare Krishna. Translation purported by His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Lord Ramachandra's spotless name and fame, which vanquish all sinful reactions, are celebrated in all directions, like the ornamental cloth of the victorious elephant that conquers all directions. Great saintly persons like Markandeya Rishi still glorify his characteristics in the assemblies of great emperors like Maharaja Yudhishthira. Similarly, all the saintly kings and all the demigods, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, worship the Lord by bowing down with their helmets. Let me offer my obeisances unto this lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My humble pranams to all assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Hare Krishna. So, we are discussing from the chapter Lord Ramachandra rules the world. So, here the glories of Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan is very beautifully described by Sukadeva Goswami. The beginning itself is telling that how hearing about spotless name, spotless fame, name and fame, it will vanquish all the sinful reactions. We also hear from Srimad Bhagavatam, when we hear about Krishna Katha, Shrunvatam Swakata Krishna, Punya Sharvana Kirtanam, Hridayantosi Abhadrani Vidnoti Sur Satam. So whenever we hear about Krishna or Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan, automatically all our sinful reactions will actually get destroyed. So here Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying that his name and fame will vanquish all sinful reactions. So the Srila Prabhupada has not given any purport. So we will go to the next verse. So here Sukadeva Goswami basically offering his obeisances unto the lotus feet of Ramachandra Bhagavan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So, Darshan Master, Prabhuji. Anything, Prabhuji? Do you have? Hare Krishna.
Maybe Prabhuji is in duty. Maybe you can.
If anything you asked me.
No, Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna,
anything to
Prabhu.
add?
No, nothing, Prabhu. Whatever Shivana Prabhu has given, just follow that. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
So because there is no
Hare
purport by Srila Prabhupada, so we'll just understand the translation and go. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will go to verse number 22.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
Can I read, Prabhuji? Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, chapter 11, sloka number 22. Sa sprusto abhidrusto va samvisto anugatopi va कोसलास्ते ययुः यत्र गच्छन्ति योगिनः सयैस्पृष्टो अभिदृष्टो वा संविष्टो अनुगतोऽपि वा कोसलास्ते ययुः यत्र गच्छन्ति योगिनः. Translation. Lord Ramachandra returned to his boat to which Bhakti yogis are promoted. This is the place to which all the inhabitants of Ayodhya went after they served the Lord in his manifest pastimes by offering him obeisances, touching his lotus feet fully, observing him as a father like king, sitting or lying down with him like equals, or even just accompanying him. Translation once again. Lord Ramachandra returned to his boat to which Bhakti yogis are promoted. This is the place to which all the inhabitants of Ayodhya went after they served the Lord in his manifest pastimes by offering him obeisances, touching his lotus feet fully, observing him as a father like king, sitting or lying down with him like equals, or even just accompanying him. Purport. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna, Here, this is confirmed. All the inhabitants of Ayodhya who saw Lord Ramachandra as citizens, served him as servants, sat and talked with him as friends, or were somehow or other present during his regain, went back home, back to Godhead. After giving up the body, the devotee who becomes perfect in devotional service enters that particular universe where Lord Ramachandra or Lord Krishna is engaged in his pastimes. Then, after being trained to serve the Lord in various capacities in that Prakata Leela, the devotee is finally promoted to Sanatana Dharma, the supreme abode. In the spiritual world, this Sanatana Dharma is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita.
Dhamma, Sanatana Dhamma. In the previous sentence also. Promoted to Sanatana Dhamma. This Sanatana Dhamma, not Dharma.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Sanatana
Hare
Dhamma
Krishna.
is only mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Paras tasmat tu bhavo anyo vektat.
Yeah,
Sanatanaha.
Avya Madhuri, Avya. When there is that in comma on top, it should add
Avyakto
A.
avyakta vektat.
Anyo Avyakto Avyakta.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Sanatanaha. One who enters the transcendental pastimes of the Lord is called Nitya Leela Pravista. To understand clearly why Lord Ramachandra returned, it is mentioned here with that the Lord went to that particular place where the Bhakti yogis go. The impersonalists misunderstand the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam to mean that the Lord enters his own effulgence and therefore become impersonal. But the Lord is a person and his devotees are persons. Indeed, the living entities like the Lord were persons in the past. They are persons in the present and they will continue to be persons even after giving up the body. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So very wonderful, we can say, verse translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here we can see Bhagavan Ramachandra has returned to his abode. So as we know, Sri Krishna has lived here 125 years and he has gone back to the abode. Like that, Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan, he has ruled for 11,000 years. Correct, no, Sudarshanase Prabhu? 11,000 years. 13 Prabhu?
As per
13,000.
Shukadeva Goswami. After,
Okay, 13,000.
that not even more. After Siddhamaya went back to earth, no Prabhuji.
Yeah.
From that time onwards, 13,000 years.
Okay,
It is
so
told by
13,000
Goswami.
years.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Sukadeva, okay, 13,000 years. So it was like a long span because the yuga was different and he returned to abode. So normally when the Lord gone, he has returned back to abode. The devotees also, who are the inhabitants of Ayodhya Vasis, they also wind up their pastimes and they also, because they were practicing their devotional service, they also went back to the Lord, to the Lord's abode. So that important verse immediately Prabhupada is quoting in the purport. It's a very important verse actually. One time when Srila Prabhupada was asked, which is the most important verse in Bhagavad Gita, so Prabhupada referred this verse actually, because many of his disciples, Prabhupada asked the question, which is the important verse in Bhagavad Gita. So many devotees, his disciples, they were saying, Manmanabhava Madbhakto, because it was referred 2 times in Bhagavad Gita, in 9th chapter and 18th chapter. Somebody said, Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Prabhupada said, no. And finally Prabhupada replied that this is the most important verse actually, because it is giving the important essence. What is that essence? If the purpose of human life is to know God, love God, and to go back to God. 3 things. To know God, love God, and go back to God. All the 3 things are reflected in this verse. See here, to know God is Janma Karmacha Me Divyam. That is to know God. Then second one, to love God is Evam Yoveti Tattvataha. How do you know Krishna in truth or Bhagavan in truth? In Tattvataha means, Krishna is saying, if you want to know me in truth, you have to Bhakti amam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata. Only by bhakti you can know. So, first line is telling about knowing God. Second line is telling about loving God. Bhakti amam abhijanati. Tattvata means if you want to know about Krishna or Rama in truth, only by devotional service is possible. That is loving God. Then what happens? Third is to go back to God. Tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti suarjuna. So, that person, he will not come back again in this material world. Tekta deham punarjanma naiti. But where he will go? Mameti so Arjuna. So in this verse actually there is a very nice conversation between Prabhupada and one of the, if you read the book Perfect Questions and Perfect Answers. You have read those books, Prabhu? Perfect Question and Perfect Answer.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhu,
very
many of
nice.
my camera like- Yes, yes.
Yeah. So very nice book
It
where
is
there
in
is a,
bookstall. I think still it is there. I think our
yeah,
bookstall
it's a
it is still
very,
there.
very nice book actually. Only question and answers. So one person called Bob, he's working in the UN as a peace, a worker. So he is actually interviewing Srila Prabhupada. And he will ask questions and Prabhupada will reply. So that's why the book title called Perfect Question and Perfect Answers. But after interviewing this person becomes so convinced, he became a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So he is asking, Bob is asking, what is the real goal? Is the real goal to know God? Prabhupada says, yes. Yes, to go back home, back to Godhead. That is the real goal of life. So Prabhupada is giving a beautiful analogy here. The water that comes from the sea, what happens? Forms the clouds. The clouds fall down as rain. And the actual goal is to flow down the river and again enter into the sea. So, we have come from God. And now we are embarrassed by material life. Krishna, Bhagavan, Lord Krishna says this verse, no? That we are Amsa of the Lord. Mame Amso Jiva Bhuta, Mame Amso Jiva Loka, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Prakriti Tani Karshati. Same thing Prabhupada is mentioning, that we have come from God and now we are embarrassed by material life. Prakriti Tani Karshati. Therefore, our aim should be to get out of this embarrassing situation and go back home, back to Godhead. This is the real goal of life. This is Prabhupada answer. So, same thing here we can see that whole thing is mentioned here. Like Prabhupada giving the analogy that how the sea water is evaporated by sun. Okay, and then it becomes as a cloud. Then cloud is transferring here and there in the sky. Then it is transferred as water and it is pouring as a rain. And the rainwater is collected as a river from the mountains and the river is flowing. And what is the final destination of the river? The final destination of the river, it will go and merge in the sea. Merging means not impersonal merging. You are going back to the sea. So originally the water came from sea and again the water goes back to the sea. Similarly, we are the Amsa of the Lord. We were with the Lord and we came down to this material world. Now, here the material world is actually very embarrassing. Srila Prabhupada says, because dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Now, understanding this, we need to go back to the Lord. That is the goal of human life. So, all the three things are mentioned here. How we can go back to the Lord? That is by understanding the activities and birth and activities of the Lord in truth, by practicing Bhakti Yoga. So, that's a very important goal of, if you want to remember what is the goal of human life, we have to always remember three things: to know God, to love God, and to go back to God. So that is possible by Bhakti Yoga. And how is Bhakti Yoga practiced? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Mandaram, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Bhakti Yoga is practiced by hearing about the Lord, remembering the Lord, speaking about the Lord, serving the Lord, becoming friend with the Lord. Like this is Navavida Bhakti. And what we are doing in the Srimad Bhagavatam is we are Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. We are hearing about the Lord every day. That His Holiness Jayapatha Swami Guru Maharaj says that every day we have to read 1 or 2 hours about Srimad Bhagavatam. You should hear or read about Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why it is called as Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Every day. Every day. So we are doing that by mercy of Vaishnavas and by mercy of spiritual master. So it is a very good opportunity for us to every day hear about Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you.
By every day, they say every small amount, if you gather, it becomes a big thing. Now, it is like every small effort that has come up to the 9th canto. So, that's a wonderful effort. Every small effort, if it's done regularly, consistently, it comes into a very big result finally. Like we are saving little money, then one day you see it's a big amount. Like that, every day we are reading maybe 5 verses, 6 verses, but the whole Bhagavatam is very huge. But because we are reading every day 5 or 6 verses, now it has come up to the 9th canto. So all glories to Sri Kumar Prabhu for constantly encouraging all the devotees to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you, Prabhu.
And Sudarshan
All
Bhasha
devotees, yes.
enlightening us.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. And also all the devotees who are attending regularly, definitely their heart, there will be that love will be manifested by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. And here, continuing the purport, one who knows the transcendental is same, the meaning of the verse is given below. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world. Tekta deham punarjanma anaiti. But Mameti Sarjuna, but attains my eternal abode. So, very, very important verse in Bhagavad Gita. Why we are practicing Bhakti Yoga, why we are hearing about Krishna, everything is answered in this one single verse. Because we want to know God, we want to develop our love for God, and we want to go back to God. Here this is confirmed. All the inhabitants of Ayodhya who saw Rāmacandra as citizens, served him as servants, Dasya Bhav, sat and talked with him as friends, Sakya Bhav, and somehow or other present during his reign and went back to home, back to Godhead. So they are all the citizens of Ayodhya, everybody left back to Ayodhya. So Ayodhya is also a place in the spiritual world. So there are different planets there within the spiritual world. Yasha, Prabhava, Prabhadodo, Jagadanta, Koti. In the material world also there are millions of planets. In the spiritual world also, 3 by 4, that is 75% of the creation. So there are innumerable planets there. And within that same Ayodhya, what we see in the material world, the original Ayodhya is there in the spiritual world. So those who worship Lord Rāmacandra, they will not go to Golak Vrindavan, they will go to Ayodhya. But it is also a spiritual planet and they will live with Lord Rāmacandra, Bhagavan. Serve him and be associated with him like that. And those who worship Krishna, they go to Golak Vrindavan. So according to the mood, bhakti, accordingly they go to their destination. So both Ayodhya is also there in the spiritual world, Golak Vrindavan also there. So according to the taste, like Hanuman, he is more inclined to worship Lord Rāmacandra, even though there is not much difference. Because Lord Hanuman is more inclined to worship Lord Rāmacandra, he will be associated with Lord Rāmacandra. So devotees of Krishna, pure devotees of Krishna, they will all go back to Golak Vrindavan. After giving up the body, the devotee who becomes perfect in devotional service enters that particular universe. That's a proper, enters that particular universe where Lord Rāmacandra or Lord Krishna is engaged in the pastimes. So Golak Vrindavan or Ayodhya, there is Nitya Leela, pastimes are going on. Only thing Prabhupada says that killing pastime is not there in the spiritual world. It is only in the material pastime. It's killing Putana and all those things because there is no demons in the spiritual world. But all other pastimes are happening there. Then, after being trained to serve the Lord in various capacities in Prakata Leela, means manifested pastimes, the devotee is finally promoted to Sanatana Dhamma. Sanatana means eternal, Dhamma means abode, the eternal abode. So here he is getting trained how to serve the Lord. Here also devotees are trained, right? Especially people who are taking second initiation, Brahmin Diksha, right? They are serving the deity form directly, cooking for the Lord, serving the Lord. And also people who are initiated Harinam Diksha, also they are also serving the Lord in various capacities. So once we get trained here in Prakata Leela and we perfect, all our contaminations are removed from our heart and we develop that Seva Bhava, then what happens? Once we leave the body, we are promoted to the spiritual world and do Seva there. So there are some religions, they promote that after death, you go and enjoy in heaven, or like that. But our Sanatana Dharma does not say so. No, here you are serving. When you go to spiritual world also, you will serve in full of happiness. Prabhupada gives an analogy. Like if you have a typewriter, Prabhupada says in one of the lecture, cut, he says, whether heaven or hell, typewriter will do typing only. No, it does not do different things. Similarly, the soul tendency is to serve. That's why we are serving here. So when we see that there are family who don't have children, they have a dog in their home. They will serve the dog. They will take them for walking because the loving propensity is there always. Our intrinsic nature of the soul is to love and serve. So if you don't have anybody to serve, then you have a dog, you have a pet animal, and you express the love. Without love, we cannot live in this world. Without love, it is not possible. And part of the love is to serve. When you love somebody, naturally you will serve. Like parents are serving the children. And what happens when the children love their parents? When they get old, the children serve back the parents. So love, service is an expression of love. And love is intrinsic for the soul. So this is called as our, our bhava, eternal bhava. This is there. So when we are actually getting trained in this service, it is not that we go and enjoy. Of course, when you love and serve, automatically you get enjoyment. But it is not like that you go and enjoy with women there or men there. Vaikunta Dham, it is said that even though there are beautiful women, in Bhagavatam only it is there, that the men are not attracted because they are so much relishing with the association of the Lord. They are more beautiful than here, but whether male or female, they are not attracted in bodily platform there. Like material world, it is not there. But they are very happy to serve the Lord. They are relishing the happiness. So that is a Sanatana Dhamma. Our service, our nature is to Jivera Swarupaya Krishnera Nityadas. Our service, we are always serving the Lord with happiness and continuing our going back to Godhead also. We serve with the Lord and be happy there with the Lord. The supreme abode in the spiritual world. This Sanatana Dhamma is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Paras tasmatu bhavyonno anyo avyakto avyaktat sanatanaha. So Sanatana, that's why we call it Sanatana Dhamma, and our religion is called as Sanatana Dharma, the eternal occupation of the living entity. By practicing this Sanatana Dharma, then we go back to Sanatana Dhamma. Sanatana, eternal. One who enters the transcendental pastimes of the Lord is called Nitya Leela Pravishta. So he enters into the eternal pastimes of the Lord. That is Nitya, eternal, Leela, pastime, Pravishta means enters. To understand clearly why Rāmacandra returned, it is mentioned here with that Lord went to that particular place where Bhakti yogis go. So there are different kind of yogis. We know Jnana yogis, Ashtanga yogis, Karma yogis, but nobody gets an access to enter the spiritual world because they don't have the visa to the spiritual world. People who practice Bhakti yoga, only they can go to the spiritual world. Otherwise, at the maximum, other yogis can go up to the Brahma Jyoti, which is outside the spiritual world, the rays coming from the spiritual world. They can merge. But if you want to enter the spiritual world, it is not possible without Bhakti Yoga. So we have to be very clear. Only by Bhakti Yoga we can enter the spiritual world. Those who are practicing other form of yogas, they can get liberated from the cycle of birth and death, but they cannot enter the spiritual world. Only they will be in between the material and spiritual world. There is Brahma Jyoti. So they will go and merge there. The impersonalists misunderstand the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam to mean that the Lord entered his own effulgence. So Prabhupada is clarifying here. The impersonalists sometimes take Bhagavatam and they Ramayana and they will say that, oh, this is how the Lord also entered his own effulgence. But that is not correct. Therefore become impersonal. But the Lord is a person and his devotees are persons. Indeed, the living entities like the Lord were persons in the past, there are persons in the present, and they will continue to be persons even after giving up this body. So this is a very, very important verse which is Prabhupada is referring. Bahunime titani. So if you know that verse, anybody knows that verse from where it is in Bhagavad Gita? Chapter 4, verse number 5. So there, when Arjuna is asking how you are senior to Sun God, that time Krishna is actually clarifying, Bahunime Vetitani Janmani Tava Arjuna Charjuna Tani Aham Veda Sarvani Natvam Veta Parantapa. The personality of Godhead said, this is from Bhagavad Gita 4.5. The personality of Godhead said, many births you and I have passed. I remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. So, that is very much clarified that we are not merging. We are individually persons. The Lord is a person and we are the individual persons. We lived in the past, we are living in the present, and we continue to live in the future, because the soul is eternal. But where we are going to live, that is up to us. Whether we want to live in the planet of demigods, whether we want to live in heaven, or whether we want to live in the earth, or whether we will go to the hell, or we will go to the Sanatana Dhamma in the spiritual world. But we will be living, 100% sure, there is no doubt. Only the body will go. The soul will take another body. So if you want to get spiritual body, by practicing Bhakti Yoga, our spiritual body will develop. According to the type of planet we are entering, accordingly the suitable body will be given. Like fish is given a body to live in the water. So our body cannot live in the water. We can maybe at maximum 4 or 5 hours we can stay in the water, or 10 hours one day. After that our body cannot withstand the water. But the fish can 24 hours throughout lifetime they can live in the water. Like that Krishna awards a suitable body. So when we are going to the spiritual world, this material body will be removed, and we will get a spiritual body to live in the spiritual planet. Similarly, when we go to heaven, we will get a different body. Similarly, when we go to hell, we get a different body. So this is different kind of bodies we get. But the spiritual body is eternal. Other all bodies are temporary. So the Prabhupada mentioned this also, confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. So by practicing this, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, Evam Yoveti Tattvataha, Tektva Deham Punarjanma, Naiti Mameti Suarjuna. So this verse we should somewhere print and stick it in our wall, so that we remember what we are doing, why we are doing. Always we should know why we are doing, what we are doing, and why we are doing all this. This is to know about Lord, to develop love for Lord, and to go back to the Lord. That is the purpose of the whole process of Bhakti Yoga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you much.
Anybody else, devotees, would like to add any question, any comments, or if you have any comments, we can discuss. If there are no further, we can go to the next verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, there is an explanation by Yoga Goswami regarding this promotion to the place where Pragat Leela is happening and finally going to the spiritual world.
Yes.
Prabhuji, from now, the initiated devotees, those who practice under a guru, in any of the universes, immediately in the next birth, they will not go to the what is called Sanatana
To the
Dhamma.
spiritual world, yes, they go and associate with the Leela of the Lord, where it is happening.
Yes, Prabhuji. Now, Ram Leela, Krishna Leela, Narsimha Leela, Varaha, all are happening in various universes.
Yes.
So, depending upon that devotee's spiritual destination, that devotee will be sent to the material universe where now that particular Leela is happening.
Leela is happening, yes.
Then he will be perfect there. He will be perfect in that association and service. After that, going to the spiritual way, actual spiritual way, Sanatana Dhamma.
Yes, correct. So that is an additional information as per Prabhuji quoted from Srila Jiva Goswami, right, Prabhu?
One of my whole classes we had discussed this.
Very good.
I remember that one. So, in one of the Bhagavad Gita classes.
Yes. Yes, as Prabhuji was mentioning, but wherever we are, we will be with the Lord.
Yes.
Because the Lord's Leela is happening. So, wherever the Lord's Leela, we are with the Lord, that is almost like we are in the spiritual world. When we are, and here also, even now itself, we are constantly practicing Krishna consciousness. It is said that Jivan Mukta, already this person is actually liberated.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Who is already like serving the Lord, he is no more in this material world.
Yes, that from the activities of devotees we can.
Yes.
Devotees, they are in a different world.
Different world, yes, very true, Prabhu. So that is a thing.
Yes, Prabhu. And 2017 and 18, or 18 and 19, then 2 continuous floods happened in Kerala.
Okay.
So everybody was fearful. Even the cities, through the towns, rivers were flowing.
Oh.
So it was Ramayana time. So me, Sadananda Prabhu, Shashi Prabhu, we were traveling all part of Kuwait.
Okay.
So the hosts were asking, how you are so pleasant, some things are happening there. It's happening, what can we do? It will happen.
Yeah.
So it is when I was affected, one of my property was affected, and many of our devotees were affected, but it's okay, what can we do? So devotees Lord Vaishnavas and Acharyas take devotees to such a level that Bayam, Shogam, Moham all are removed.
Yeah,
So
very
as you
true.
told, they are almost in that liberated state only. Of course, sometimes some singing happens. That
Yeah,
also
yeah.
we have to under control.
Correct, bro.
And from the Ramalila, only two devotees did not go back. One Hanuman Swami opted to be on earth till the time Ramanama is happening.
Yeah.
And Vivida or Divida, he doubted. How come by entering Sarayu? Lord is instructed, enter Sarayu, then you will leave that present body there and you will get a spiritual body, then you will go. So Vivida or Divida, he is called either Vivida or Divida.
Mm-hmm.
He doubted.
But that is not
So
that Divida, Prabhu. Here in Krishna Lila comes same or?
same, Prabhu.
Same.
He continued living. He continued
Okay.
living, but in Dwapara he got corrupted. He associated with
Because
Asuri.
association.
Association. Then he had a quarrel with Balram Swami. Balram Swami liberated him.
Killed him, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for sharing that. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so we'll go to next verse, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Number
Hare
20.
Krishna, Prabhu. Read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Please.
Thank you, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam 9.11.23 Puruso Rāmacaritam Sravanairupadharayan Anrasamsayo Purorajan Karma Bandhir Vimuchyate Puruso Ramacharitam Sravanairupadharayan Anrisaya Purorajan Karma Bandhair Vimuchyate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Chandra Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Slupad Ki Jai. Translation. O King Parchit, anyone who orally received the narration concerning the characteristic of Lord Ramacandra pastime will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bandage of fruitive activities. Translation once again. O King Prakshit, anyone who orally received the narrations concerning the characteristic of Lord Ramachandra's pastime will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bandage of fruity activities. Purport. Here in this material world, everyone is invoice of someone else. Even in religious life, it is sometimes found that if one devotee has advanced in spiritual activities, other devotees are invoices of him. Such invoiced devotees are not completely freed from the bandage of birth and death. As long as one is not completely free from the cause of birth and death, one cannot enter the Sanatana Dhamma or the internal pastime of the Lord. One becomes invoiced because of being influenced by the designations of the bodies, but the liberated devotees has nothing to do with the body, and therefore he is completely one-time transcendental platform. A devotee is never in voice of anyone, even his enemy, because the devotee knows that the Lord is the supreme protector. His thanks, what harm can the so-called enemy do? Thus a devotee is confident about his protection. The Lord say, "Ye yatha mam prapadyante tama tathaiva bhajamiyaham." According to the proportion of one surrender unto me, I respond accordingly, a devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of other devotees. To envy other devotee is a great offense, a Vaishnava Apradha. A devotee who's constantly engaged in hearing and chanting Sravana Kirtana is certainly freed from the disease of envy, and thus he become eligible to go back home to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. A very, very wonderful purport and very important purport for all the sadhaka devotees. Here we are hearing about the result of hearing about Lord Ramacandra. So when we are constantly hearing about Lord Ramacandra, we are orally receiving, somebody is hearing Ramayana, like his Grace Sudarshan Vasudeva Prabhu is taking every classes every year. So when we hear that narration concerning the characteristic of Lord Ramacandra person, what happens? We will be relieved from the disease of envy and thus liberated from bondage of fruitive activities. So very important, because this envy is there sitting within the heart, almost for all the conditioned souls. It is not, nobody is exempted from envy. And we know that this envy cannot be dovetailed in the service of the Lord. Envy is very much, it is because of envy only we came to the material world. So this envy we cannot use in the service of the Lord. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning here in the purport, here in this material world, everyone is envious of someone else. It's natural. Somebody may like to hear this or somebody may not like to hear. But the harsh reality of this world is, everyone is envious of someone else. This we have to underline, write and keep it somewhere. This is a fact of this material world, reality. Even so, not only for this material life, even in religious life, Prabhupada goes one step ahead. Normal, by default, everybody is envious of someone else. But if further going, in religious life, people have to be purified. But even in religious life, what happened? It is sometimes found that one devotee has advanced in spiritual activities. So among the congregation of devotees, we are seeing some devotees are getting advanced, some are still in the same level. So sometimes what happens, one devotee is actually envious of other devotee who is progressing. Such devotees, if you are envious of other devotees' progress, normally a devotee should be happy when other devotee is progressing. When you see other devotees serving the Lord nicely, he should be happy. Because in material world what happens? There are like even two brothers are there. One brother is materially prospering. And naturally what happens? No, the other brother is not very happy. Oh, my brother is very good in material life. I am suffering here. They become envious. But spiritual life is opposite. If there are two devotees, one devotee is progressing in spiritual life, the other devotee should be happy. Oh, see, the devotee is with me and he is developing. That means he has got Krishna's mercy. He should be happy. Because material and spiritual is totally opposite. But sometimes because of the material tendency, what happens? We become envious of the other devotee. So the devotees who are envious of other devotees, they will not be freed from the bondage of birth and death. That's the important thing. They cannot become liberated. As long as one is not completely free from cause of birth and death, one cannot enter into Sanatana Dhamma. As long as we are in the cycle of birth and death, we cannot enter the Sanatana. So I think this purport is very, very important, because we are all practicing devotees. What mood we should have? That is Prabhupada is mentioning. Somebody with us, he is developing Krishna consciousness, we should be very happy. That is the first point. We should not be envious of any devotee who is progressing in spiritual devotion. Because why he is envious? Because still he is in the bodily platform. Because we are in the bodily platform, that's why we are envious. And here we can see one becomes envious because of being influenced by the designation of the body. But a liberated devotee has nothing to do with the body, and therefore is completely on the transcendental platform. A devotee is never envious of anyone. Prabhupada mentions here, a devotee is never envious of anyone, up to the extent he is not even envious of his own, who is that enemy also. See, very high level. Very high level. One thing practically we can see, Prabhupada exhibited this. He was never envious. And one more gross example is Lord Jesus Christ. He was also a devotee of the Lord. So when he was crucified, normally other people, what they will curse, right? When somebody is crucified, hammering the nail in the hand is not a normal thing. but he prayed to the Lord, "Oh Lord, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing." He is asking forgiveness from the Lord for them who are hammering him in the cross. Prabhupada many times mentioned this. Two things he is mentioning, that anybody who is spreading the glories of the Lord, they will be attacked by the materialistic persons. So same thing happened, no? Like he is telling Srila Haridas Thakur, when he is spreading about Harinam, he is the Muslim king, no? He made punished him by beating in the marketplace, right? So that same thing Prabhupada mentioned. Another example is Jesus Christ. He just came to spread the glories of the Lord. Because of that, Christianity was established. So, but the people were so much envious that they crucified him. And even when crucifying, at such a painful situation, he is praying to the Lord, "Please forgive them." So that is something very practical we should know. A devotee is never envious of anyone, even to his enemy, to that extent. Not normal person. Normally, see, even when a sadhaka, devotee or something, if some enemy is there, we are a little bit thinking we are envious of the enemy. But they are not envious of the enemy also. Because why? A devotee knows that the Lord is a supreme protector. He knows what harm can be done by so-called enemy. When Prabhupada went to America, there was a lot of threat for his life also. Even Prabhupada mentioned in one of the lecture that if they know for what I have come in America, they might have killed me. But Prabhupada completely took the shelter of the Lord. Here Prabhupada mentioning that he knows that the Lord will actually protect him. That is the mood of a devotee, that they will always see he is a supreme protector. That's why sannyasis, they don't keep a bank account also, because they always depend on the Lord's mercy. Because if I have maybe 50 lakhs in my account, I will always think, okay, this 50 lakhs will save me. But if you don't have any money, you will naturally be dependent on the Lord. For next food, for next day shelter, everything you are depending on the Lord. What harm can the so-called enemy do? Thus, a devotee is confident about his protection. So this is the mood of a devotee. And one more point also Prabhupada mentions here, very important verse, "Ye etama prapadyante tam sateva bhajamyaham." According to the proportions of one's surrender unto me. See, same like Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, this verse also very, very important verse. Somebody is progressing in Krishna consciousness, somebody is not progressing. What is the difference? It is based on the surrender. As we surrender, the Lord will reciprocate accordingly. Suppose I only surrender 10% to the Lord will only reciprocate with me 10%. Somebody has surrendered 100%, the Lord will reciprocate 100%. So, etama prapadyante tam sateva bhajamam. According to the proportion of one surrender, I respond accordingly. Like that Krishna is saying. Somebody gives everything, whatever he has to the Lord, service. What is it? Karmana, manasa, diya, vacha, everything. Then the Lord says, you have given me whatever you have, and I will also give whatever I have with me. That is a mutual reciprocation. And the Lord, we know, he is Lakshmipati. One important point, it is said, very important point, Krishna does not see what we give. Krishna sees what we hold back. Okay, hold back means, instead of, we give little bit and we hold back. That's why Krishna is saying, Sarvadharman Paritej, give up everything. So, Krishna is saying that without any reservation, if you give everything, karmana, manasa, vacha, everything, then Krishna becomes ultimately pleased. And Krishna says, see, whatever you have given to me. Now, whatever I have, that is for you. That is 100% Krishna's reciprocation. According to the proportions of one surrender unto me, I respond accordingly. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy. So, as a sadhaka devotee, we should be very careful. Prabhupada mentions here, a devotee must therefore be completely free from envy. We should never be envious of any persons. Forget about devotees. Definitely with devotees we should not be envious. Even with materialistic persons, we may have our relatives, we may have our friends, we may have our colleagues. Sometimes we may have a bitter relationship with them. But to them also, we should not be envious. If at all we want to improve in our spiritual life, progress in our spiritual life. Especially of other devotees, to other devotees. To envy other devotees is a great offense. It is actually a Vaishnava aparad, to be envious of other devotee. So we know this aparad, Vaishnava aparad. There are many Vaishnava aparad, to blaspheme a devotee who has given his life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Like that we have aparad, Vaishnava aparad. Like that one of the aparad is to be envious of other devotees. So at least we know now, we may or we may not have envy. If at all, if we have envy also, then we should pray to the Lord to remove the devotee, because that devotee has surrendered more than me. That's why Krishna is reciprocating more. And also, maybe we are seeing one type, like maybe I am in Krishna consciousness for 15 years, but I am not still developed. But somebody has come yesterday, like 1 year before, but he is doing tremendous service. He is progressing very fast. We should not be envious, because that devotee maybe last year, lifetime he might have already progressed maybe greatly, 80-90%. Now he is only assuming from where he has left. So that is also there, because we are only seeing this life. I am saying, oh, I am 10 years in Krishna consciousness. I am only doing this much. This person came. Yes, Shri Kumar Prabhu, you are saying something?
No, it's we will think like that.
Yeah, because we are seeing only one life. Like that it happens. I have seen in the congregation also, some devotees come very late and they progress very tremendously, very fast, and we are amazed to see their progress within 1 year. But sometimes it takes time. So we should not be envious of who is quickly progressing, because he might have done everything in his previous life. Even it is said that a person who is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he has done all the punya in the previous life, like he has bathed in the holy rivers. There is one verse actually saying that he has read all the scriptures. Only those persons can chant the holy name of the Lord. In that case, if you see, we also did something in the previous life. That's why we are able to chant. Without that, we cannot chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So everything is continuing from the previous life, but we are not seeing the previous life. Maybe the other devotee has done more service, and he was done lot of progress. So that will continue. When Arjuna also asking, like, if somebody practicing spiritual life and he fails, what will happen? And Krishna is telling, no, he will continue from his next life. Either he will be taken birth in a very pious family, or he will take birth in a very rich family, and he will continue from where he has left. So our life is a continuation of a previous life, and somebody might have already done so much progress in devotional service. They will continue, and maybe they are coming late to Krishna conscious. And like you see, His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj, he came, and he is a very exalted pure Vaishnava, but he was very young. And when he came to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I want to take sannyas. Prabhupada said, okay, take tomorrow morning, you come and you will take sannyas. And all Prabhupada disciples went to Prabhupada, how come Prabhupada you can give sannyas so easily? For us, you put so much requirements. You have to wait this period. You have to first to take initiation, then follow this, then follow that. Then after that only you will take sannyas. Then Prabhupada mentioned that you all became devotee now, but he is a devotee from his birth. From birth itself, he is a pure devotee. When Prabhupada mentioned that, all the Prabhupada disciples become silent. So somebody is very high stage from the birth itself, from his previous life. And Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj is, when he is giving class about Srimati Radharani, on the Vyasasana only he left his, like he was talking about Srimati Radharani, and same when he is talking about Srimati Radharani, he left his body. So it is like that, no, he's exalted Vaishnavas. But because we are not able to see one person's previous life, we do not know their level of progress. So that is what Prabhupada mentioning. We should never be envious of other devotees, a great offense. A devotee who constantly engages in hearing and chanting, Shravana Kirtana, is certainly freed from the disease of envy. So when we are constantly hearing about the Lords, about the glories of devotees, that's why we are celebrating also, Vyasa Puja. We are glorifying the pure devotees of the Lord, the spiritual master. So when we are actually hearing, chanting the Lord's devotees' glories, then naturally will become disease of envy. And one practical way to counteract this envy is, we should glorify the devotees. By cultivating the habit of glorifying devotees, what happens? This envy will come down. As much as we glorify the devotees, then naturally the envy will come down. As much as we criticize the devotees, then envy will go up. So these are directly like, when we start so much criticizing, then the envy will, it is like pouring water on the envy, pouring water on the, plant, envy plant, like it will go. But the more we appreciate, I have seen some devotees, they always take the opportunity to appreciate other devotees. Even though maybe the devotee will not have any quality, still they will appreciate. Even one small quality is there, they will magnify that quality with that lens, and then they will glorify. So it is like that. That slowly, if you know the techniques, I am not good at that glorification, but I also want to cultivate that, glorifying the devotees. So then this envy will come down. But the more we criticize, the envy will start growing. And that is there. So we should be very careful about this Vaishnava Aparadha also. And normally we see that, there's one more branch of ISKCON which has gone out, right? When we hear sometimes, they always criticize devotees in ISKCON. That's not a good quality. You should never criticize. Okay, we can say we don't agree with that their philosophical conclusion or whatever Siddhanta. With that we should stop. We should not start criticizing devotees, and it will ultimately lead us to our fall, not to other devotee. So whatever we can appreciate, glorify, because everybody is engaged in the service of the Lord, and everybody is trying to get purified. But somebody, maybe it will take little more time for anarthas. And now whatever we are doing now also, even if you are not fully doing, fully perfecting, Krishna will give next life, he will give opportunity. Krishna is very merciful. He will not leave the devotee. Whatever we do now, that will be carried forward to our next life. And we will again continue. So that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. It is not that this lifetime everything is completed. No. But Prabhupada recommends better complete in this lifetime itself. Don't take to the next life. We do not know what will happen. Like Prabhuji mentioned, the Divida. So he was a very great devotee of Lord Rāmacandra Bhagavan. But what happened, that due to next bad association, again he became offensive to the Lord. And finally he was killed by Balaram. So like that, sometimes the risk is there by bad association or something. So that's why Prabhupada is saying, never, don't take chance for next life. Better do everything in this life, finish in this lifetime and go back to home, back to Godhead. But still, Krishna is merciful. Even if you do not succeed for certain reasons, Krishna will actually give opportunity and he will help to progress further. That is a merciful quality of Krishna. It is not that one lifetime everything finishes in one lifetime. No. We cannot never say God is merciful if he is asking in one lifetime to finish everything. So, we have to see that when we are constantly hearing and chanting about the Lord and the Lord's devotees, the disease of envy will go away. And as a practicing sadhaka, we should make sure that there is no tinge of envy in our heart for anyone. And thus we become eligible to go back home, back to God. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So any devotees want to add any points on this or any questions, please. Hare Krishna.
Or anything to add?
Hare Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Mataji.
Prabhuji, we can see this Vishwamitra's case. He was
Yes.
envious towards Vasishtha Muni.
Yes.
Two
Back
times
and forth.
he fought
Yes,
back and
yes.
forth, and even he made one king. We last 8th canto or 9th canto, some chapter we read. When actually it was not mentioned, but I heard in a class that because of Vishwamitra, a king called Saudasha, he was attacked by Brahma Rashas and he became Kalmashapada, and he killed Vasishta's son Shakti, Parashara Muni's father. So he killed, and after that he killed 100 sons of Vasishta Muni. So that much envy he was, because he wanted to become the priest of the particular country. So he even killed not only single person. He first this Kalmashapada, he became attacked by Brahmarashas. This king became demonic personality. So he killed one. Then he was telling that Vasishtha Muni is having 100 sons. So then he went and killed the remaining. And Vasishtha Muni, because he was unable to continue his duty to increase the progeny, that was the order given by Brahma. So he attempted for so many times suicidal attempt, but Krishna protected that devotee. So that envious, because of that envy, Vishwamitra suffered a lot. And later he became later Vasishtha Muni and Brahmavitra,
They become
Vishwamitra
good
became
friends. Yes, good friends.
good friends.
Yes.
That is
This
actually,
envy will keep on growing if at all, if you don't tackle in the beginning. Right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good. You remember a lot
So
of
Vasishtha
names.
Muni actually was having that much capacity to revenge, to like have he
Vishwamitra
was
Muni.
having that Vishwatra Muni, but he thought of, okay, this is not my duty, because his position, and he was a great devotee. So he was actually like tolerating everything, and his only this was that was having that capacity to bring 100 children back to from wherever they went for from that place, he was able to bring them back. But he didn't try for that, because he thought, this is not my duty. This anyway, they were killed by Vishwamitra Muni, but he was lamenting on the duty which was given by Brahma to increase the progeny, and he was unable to. And then because of that, because this all lost, because Gaudamuni, some curse got by Gaudamuni cursed these sages, and they lost all the Vedic knowledge.
Power.
Then Vedavyasa
Power.
came as Parashara Muni's son. So this all, we have to be very so many
Careful.
examples are there in
Yeah.
Bhagavatam.
From the examples we should learn. These pastimes
Yeah,
are especially meant for us to learn. And
yes,
that envy is a very dangerous quality, and we should eradicate that. So that is a very important point. Good, you remember all that connecting Leelas. Thank you,
yes,
Mate. Thank you for
because this
sharing.
was told by this Prabhuji, uh,
Yeah.
Sambati Dasa Prabhuji was given one class about this one. So this
Okay.
very wonderful, and he was telling that Vasishtha Muni were having that much tolerance, and because of that, Vasishtha Muni's lineage, Lord thought of taking birth as Vyasadeva.
Oh, okay.
Because of that, that much
Because of that, yes.
great personality
Yeah.
Vasishtha was.
Yes.
Krishna won't come in his family.
Very nice.
Vasishtha
Very
son
nice.
Shakti, Shakti son Parashara Muni son Vyasadeva. I
Very
was
good.
telling that.
Thank you,
Hare
Mate.
Krishna.
Thank you for sharing that. Very nice.
Hare
So
Krishna.
that tolerance is a very good quality, very
Yeah,
beautiful
yes,
quality. That
Prabhuji.
tolerance. At
Yeah,
that time, while tolerating, it may be difficult, but it will give wonderful result. Wonderful
yes,
result.
Prabhuji. Single
Beautiful
child
quality.
losing means very difficult, and he faced 100 sons. He lost
Yeah.
100 sons. Then also he
Yes.
was like showing the same tolerating
Yes.
capacity.
That's why he is
Very stable.
glorified in the Shastra also.
Yes,
Now
Prabhuji.
we are remembering him because of that quality, right?
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
that quality is glorified, and so it's really beautiful thing, and we should take lessons from such pastimes. And of course, for us as conditioned stage, it will be little challenging, but we should try to cultivate, constantly hearing and meditating on these qualities. Definitely, when you try, Krishna will give the strength to cultivate all these things.
As you said, no, Prabhuji, continuously try to glorify other Vaishnavas. If even
Yeah.
if we don't have that without
Natural
will
quality.
also we have to
Yeah.
because we
Even
are
if you
all
naturally don't have, we should
make it. Yes,
cultivate that.
Prabhuji.
We should try to
Yes,
find out,
Prabhuji.
like in the
Yes,
lens. The lens will magnify any
yes,
small
Prabhuji.
thing like that. Even a small quality a devotee will have, that we should actually try to magnify and glorify the devotee. So in that way, that this quality of envy will come down
Yes,
naturally.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yeah, cultivation is necessary.
Yes.
Like
That way, I
jaundice
think one
treat.
time His Grace Anuttama Prabhu came. Anuttama Prabhu, his GBC. In Salmiya program, he told meet every devotee to make us a group and tell, you have to tell what are the good qualities he is having in Salmiya. Like same, our Shikmar
Yeah,
Prabhu, before we are doing this hall, Nair hall,
yes,
right? Once.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah,
He did
Napa.
that
Jagannath
exercise
Hall.
actually. Yeah, so he did that exercise that you all made different devotees into groups, and he told, okay, you tell about him, what are the good qualities he's having. Then we have to present. And other devotee has to tell what are the good qualities he's having. Like that, he told. No, that time only many people were thinking, oh, what good quality the other devotee he want to say. So he's thinking deeply, and then people presented. Few devotees also he told to present actually. So many
Even in
years
online
before.
class, also the same thing was done by which Prabhuji, I don't know. You can
Uh,
take two, three devotees in your life who inspired you because of their good qualities, Vaishnava qualities. And Prabhuji was conducted the same thing.
Yes.
He told you must, if you don't have that naturally, but you have
Gratitude.
to. Yeah, attitude.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
No,
Srila
actually,
Prabhupada always tells, no, Prabhuji.
somebody is helping us. Naturally, we will glorify them. But this
Yes,
is a higher level that even somebody we are little bit not very familiar still, or not, we don't have much good quality. Still, we should be able to find some good quality. If a person
yes,
you are feeling, oh, this person don't have any good quality, in that person also you should try to find out one good quality.
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So in that way, we can see here, like devotees. Here I am seeing normally here, His Grace Braj Prakash Prabhu and all. Like he always, if you go near him, anybody goes, he will glorify them. Even if nothing is there, he will tell your kurta is nice. Something he will tell. Something he
Yes,
will tell. He
Prabhuji.
will not leave you.
Very humble, very.
Very
Yes.
humble, and he will always have that quality of glorifying.
Yeah,
So.
seeing always positive in others. That's
Yes,
his
yes, yes.
greatness.
Yeah, and normally if you do any kind of like, if you talk about other devotee or something and all, no, immediately he will divert the topic. You will immediately go to Bhagavatam one verse. Yes, Bhagavatam it is said like that, So, like that we can see, we can cultivate that this kind of bhava.
Thank
We
you.
cannot go to that level, but at least our level we can
Yes,
try whatever
starting.
possible from our side. Even if you see one devotee does not have anything grossly, we should try to find out one good quality in him. That habit will be cultivated. This habit will become stronger then.
Correct.
Yes, so that is one practical tip we can adopt actually. And see, when we glorify some devotee, we also feel happy. That devotee also will feel happy. We also will feel happy.
Correct.
After, somebody, if you are criticizing somebody, you feel after that some moroseness. Oh, what is life like that? If you criticize somebody, what is this? But if you glorify somebody, what happens? Both parties become happy.
Happy.
Both become happy. The person, of course, receiving will be more happy. Of course, the person, when we say also, we also feel a very kind of positive vibration, right? Because this is a kind of thing. But no need to simply flatter somebody. Like materialists are doing, flattering. Politicians are flattering, right? For vote, they will flatter. Not that artificial thing is not good, because that is kind of cheating. But we should glorify genuinely only.
Correct.
But we should be able to spot out some good quality in the person. That is our capability. Because everybody has some good quality. Everybody has some. See, it is said that even somebody developed, they may have some negative quality. Even a person with full of negative quality by birth, by Krishna's design, everybody will have some good and some bad. Everybody mixed actually. So that good we have to take, like honey. Honey bee taking the honey, like that. Honey bee goes to the flower and it will not take anything except honey.
Yes.
It will not take
Example,
anything.
Yudhishthira also was having the same quality, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yudhishthira.
yes. One time, I think he was sent to see that any, like what bad person, Duryodhana and Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira said, I cannot see any bad person like that. And
Other than me.
Yudhishthira,
He was telling,
yeah,
other than me,
everybody is good.
everybody is very
And
good.
Duryodhana said everybody was bad. So it depends on like what you are inside. So, yeah, what we are inside, that we can see outside also. So like that, these qualities we can actually develop in that way. It is help. It will keep us also happy. Also very wonderful. This is the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. See how much Prabhupada is trying to give that good this thing in the purport. He is telling envy. Sukadeva Goswami said only 2-3 lines. Those who are envy cannot go back to Krishna. Then Prabhupada says that the envy is very difficult. Should be cultivated. All those things Prabhupada is taking the pain. That as a devotee, we should never be envious. That's not good quality like that. And he's telling how by hearing, one who constantly enjoys hearing and chanting, he is freed from the disease of envy. Prabhupada is mentioning the purport. He's giving the solution also. What is the problem and what is the solution? Both he has given in the purport. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, can you please change the Chandakumari Mataji's name by mistakenly? She is unable to do. This one is Narso N65 5G, because you are a host, you can change the name. Chandakumari.
Now it is
No.
finished.
But when they are logging in, I can rename. But now we are ending the session now, Mataji.
Yeah, so
okay.
Next
no
time,
use.
I can rename, there's no problem.
Yeah,
But when,
Prabhuji, if you rename them, that will remain.
No,
okay, then I
That,
will, like that? I
no,
thought,
yesterday also I
mostly,
renamed.
yes, mostly it happens. It remains.
No, it is not happening. I don't know
Going?
why.
so okay, I
Did
change,
you
can
try?
you see
Did you
now?
try? We
No,
can,
now I
we
change
can.
it now.
No, she
I didn't
Let's
logs
see
on
tomorrow.
again. She log it on again. It will be back to the same.
It is from system,
No.
Prabhu.
We'll
No,
check.
Sudarshan was there, Prabhu.
Yes.
It is from system.
Okay.
When you log in,
Okay.
no, see, my name is Kanyadesh Yatra. Normally, my name is Shoguna Krishnadas. I did not change today.
Okay.
You see, my name is Kanyadesh Yatra. Normally,
Okay. We will.
you have to
Okay.
rename. Yeah, from when you are logging in, no, you will have login name will be there in Zoom. That if you rename it is permanently, it will rename.
Okay.
So every time I log in, no, I change from Kanyadesh Yatra to my name. Now tomorrow I log in, again it will go to Kanyadesh Yatra. Because that is the login name. In the setting, we have to change it. Their Zoom setting.
But before Mataji used to appear as Shatakumari only.
Only I don't know, something happened. Mataji is also not aware what happened.
No problem. We'll see. We'll see in the next tomorrow. Today evening or tomorrow we will see. We'll check.
In my idea, it will not change because now I can rename. I already renamed also.
The morning
I
also
already renamed. Yeah, you can see I already renamed, but it will change again. Evening when she's logging in, no, it will change because what is in the